hope you're all well. Coming to the end of the month, and as this year I'm trying to do a like monthly collection of bags that are kind of designed around a theme. So we're coming to the end of the first collection, which was called Forgotten Stitches. Basically, this collection was where I was going to try and use all of these old bits of embroidery that I'd collected or people had given me, and basically just had amassed a lot of bits of old embroidery, napkins, tablecloths, all sorts. And so, and try and like incorporate all of those into the designs of my bags for the month. And I say month, it actually started kind of halfway through January and is now at the end of Feb. So like really we're talking 6 weeks for this one. So anyway, I'm just going to walk you through all the bags that I've made whilst also talking about how I think it's went and yada yada yada. And then I'm going to talk about my plans for my next collection and what theme and that. So that'll be March. So with the Forgotten Stitches, so I started off with the bum bag. You might have seen this already because I wanted to do something small and I wanted to try out this idea of appliquing each piece of embroidery on individually rather than kind of patchworking or something like that, and framing them a bit with stitching. I didn't think it was perfect, but I quite liked how the look of putting them all in this applique looked and doing the outside, and also it made me think, oh, they look a bit like badges. But I did find it really hard and really time consuming to try and get them all to fit together, because it was really hard, kind of like once you've cut them, so you've kind of got to cut them too big and then keep cutting them a bit smaller until you think they fit and there's going to be a right gap, and so that was quite tricky. But that was the first little experiment, which then led me on to the next bag, which was this duffel bag, which I thought was going to be like a little bit of a step up from the bum bag because it was bigger, but where this bit was all going to be one rectangle, I thought that might be a bit easier than going straight in with a bum bag. It's not a bum bag, sorry, a backpack. Going straight in with a backpack. I now disagree with myself there because there was a lot of area to cover, and yeah, there were some bits that I really liked about this. But actually what I say about it and what I say about the whole project, to be honest, was the time that everything took. I didn't really go in with like a plan per se. I just had all these mad ideas of bags that I wanted to make and just thought, do you know what? I'm starting halfway through January and it's going to finish in the end of February, so I've got bags of time, excuse the pun, and therefore I'll just start making. And this particular bag ended up taking me like, I say 2 weeks, but like 2 weeks of that time, because actually I say, oh, I've got all this time, but in actual fact I've got 2 days per week to make bags. So even if I've got a month, I've actually only got 8 days, so I need to get out of that I've got a month and get into like I've got 8 days. Anyway, it was time consuming anyway, and I had all these issues, like this was originally on a white background which I then accidentally dyed pink. I don't know if I was like absolutely overjoyed with the finished product. It was more like I liked certain areas of it and perhaps not others, but regardless of that, I mean, it is, I do like it, actually, I do like it, but I did then hang it up on like a hook and then walked past that with a biro, and I have drawn on it again with a biro. And the reason I accidentally dyed it pink before was because I tried to wash it after drawing on it with a pencil. So I don't know if it's cursed or what, but I now don't even know what to do with this bag, and I was like, oh my gosh, all of that time and what have you. But actually just looking at it now, like I do really think this is something that works very well, like fixing all of the embroideries together, like it is lovely. And actually I'm glad that I've kind of like played with that a bit and kind of found that idea. After that, what I was liking though was the idea of, because when I realised they looked like badges, I thought, oh, that'd be really nice to adorn a backpack and make it look like it's got badges that have been kind of added through time, because where they've been made by different people in different times and stuff, I thought it was quite apt and a nice idea. And still love the idea. I still love the idea. I think because I was excited to see the project through to the end. It probably sounds like I'm being really harsh on myself. I'm not. Like I do really like this bag, but you know, some things just niggle at you, don't they? And really, I should have got like a sellotape thing or something circular, stuck it over the embroidery and drew around it before I cut it. I was just cutting like a circle shape and a bad shape. I didn't make sure they were going to be proper shapes. So therefore, for me, that kind of does ruin it a little bit. I wish that was properly circled. Same thing with that. Same thing with that. Because it's kind of like, it's hard. It would be hard enough to sew a proper circle anyway. When you've not even cut it into a proper circle, well, that's just not going to happen, is it? So I actually love this backpack because of the fabrics. It's this really thick, like rusty orange denim, and I've not done this before where I've done a reinforced bottom, and that's again, it's in like a thick cotton drill. Loving the colours, and just it feels robust and kind of, normally I make backpacks out of cord and they're nice, but it's different. This is kind of feels like camping rucksack, and I know that's probably because it does look like a Girl Guides rucksack as well. But yeah, I've got warm feelings about this bag. Just, you know, it's definitely been like a collection of experiments and therefore learning a lot about technique, but as well as time management, like how I'm going to actually go forward doing these collections of bags. Because before, like say last year, I would just make bags and whatever was ready before I did a bag drop went in that bag drop, and you know, the rest just carried on to the next month. It didn't really matter. I need to be a bit more organised now. So then, I don't know what possessed me to make these. I can't remember now. Oh, I know what it was. Where I had to make a backpack for my backpack bag making tutorial, I used a pair of blue cords and I had a little bit left over, so I made this crossbody mini bag thing with some of this really nice tablecloth, cross-stitch tablecloth. And I thought, actually, they're quite sweet little bags, aren't they? I like the shape, I like the kind of... So I got some more bits of... This was an old cushion, actually, and I love this one because it just looks like splat with cross-stitch. And then this one, which is like all hand appliqued on applique, but just lovely. Yeah, I had to put that in something. I think that was like the edge of a napkin, but yeah. So I made a few of them and I thought that, yeah, they're quite cute. And then like by this point, it's getting to the end of the time and I can work on bags, and I'm like, I've literally not got any. That's why I kind of made a few of those little bags just to have something in the collection. Otherwise I've literally got 3 bags. And so then I used this tablecloth as well and made 2 backpacks with some cords that someone sent me recently because the granddad was taking them to the charity shop. Oh, this one's got such a nice lining. The best lining ever. I love that. So yeah, so then I kind of had to pick some stuff that didn't need any work doing. I could just use that as the fabric, just so that I could actually make some bags for the collection. So that was that really. And overall, I'd say that the main thing was like time management. I think I need to, for the next one, I need to actually, fair enough, come up with loads of ideas for bags and stuff, and then kind of think, well, that's going to take that long, that one's going to take this long, so what can I actually get done in these 8 days that I'll have to make them? Because that's 8 days if nothing goes wrong, which, you know, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'd say overall, because I want to do a collection where I'm really happy with the collection of bags at the end, and I'd say actually overall I'm not this month. I think I've got a few random bits and it's all kind of not a proper collection right anyway. So next month, March, what I'm planning for March, the theme is going to be patchwork. I'm a little bit annoyed with myself, to be honest, because what's brought me down a little bit this month is the fact that I've had to kind of make, you know, the fabric and then make the bag, whereas normally I'd have the fabric and I'd make a bag from it. It just makes it kind of double the time. And so now I've chosen another one, patchwork, where I'm going to have to make the fabric and then make the bag. But when you get an idea in your head, what are you going to do, really? I've just got so many nice scraps, so many nice and interesting scraps that I'm like, Getting excited. You see, these were actually all my ideas and designs for the Forgotten Stitches. I mean, that kind of happened, but not in the same way. 1, 2. I basically didn't really make any of them. Oh, I kind of made that. Yeah, okay. But not a lot. Okay, patchwork. You can see I've already started. I really want to make a hold all this month. And I think patchwork would be really nice for that top. Maybe just like, I think I was going to go for a rounded barrel kind of scenario, bottom, patchwork on top. And what I'm thinking is with that, maybe I'd like to make like 3, at least 2 or 3, and the patchwork be a different kind of theme for each one. For example, I've got loads of kind of kiddie bits. This is just one piece, but like these retro kind of childish, playful bits that could form some patchwork for the top of one. And then there's also going to be another one where I make a massive mess every time, but like that would be cool in the kiddie one as well. I've got like tons of scraps, little bits of scraps of really nice Laura Ashley. And so they would be really nice on one. I am gonna like plan the time and all that. And you know, maybe like some bright retro florals on the top of one. You know what I mean? Like that, yeah, getting excited. And another one I think I also wanted to try was like, I don't know if this will make sense to you, it's a backpack. And you know how you can get patchwork and it kind of creates a pattern like that? I'm thinking loads of bits of blue denim and then pick a colour of scraps, you know, like I've put yellow here, and basically go through all my patterned scraps and take out all yellow bits, and there'll be all the yellow bits. So they'll all be different, but they'll all be yellow, and the denims will all be different, and they'll all be bluey denim. So yeah, that's an idea. I'm getting excited about this one. I've got this. I can't actually even pick it up. This bag, which is absolutely just full of like trouser scraps, denim scraps. Like, it is the most ridiculous bag. So I'm gonna try and use a bit of this because although it might not make a dent, to be honest, we're moving house at some point, hopefully in the near future. This is not gonna go down well, like putting all of this in the moving van. So yeah, I mean, it's still gonna exist, but what are you gonna do? Like to make a little bit of a dent in that. So yeah, patchwork, that's gonna be March for me. And I'll see you again soon to let you know how that's going. Thanks for watching and have a nice week or day or whatever.